ready. Let's go. While they chase headlines, he's digging through the tape. Third string grind, every snap, every rep, everybody talking first round, same names again. Day in the shadows, finding value in the 10. Stop, watch, ticking, notebooks full of ink. Missed by the cameras, but he sees what you think you didn't see. From small schools to backups with a chance. If there's a sleeper on the board, he already made the call in advance. Danny Savage, draft guru, breaking down the board like a pro really do. Late round legends, yeah, he's standing on the truth. Day 3, Danny turning pigs into proof. When the lights fade out and the crowd goes home, that's when the future gets quietly grown. 6, 7 round undrafted dreams, you connecting all the dots in between the schemes. Straight over hype, film over fame. If the league next to he's calling the name. Every year gotta steal, every Chris got a few. When they go and show brand, Danny says, watch this dude. Danny Savage, draft guru. If it's sitting on the board, he's feeling it too. From the war room to the long shot crew. Day 3, Danny, yeah, the legends coming through. Yeah. This is Danny Savage, draft guru. Let's go. Let's get into it. This is Danny Savage, draft guru. Let's get into it.
Boom. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, draft guru. If you like the video, subscribe, give it a like, hit the hyper button. Also, don't forget to click the notifications so you know when I go live. I'm going to make this a little bit quick. My dog's staring at me, giving me the evil eye. So, going to do some sleepers. I'll have probably Tuesday and Wednesday between 20 to 30 more. And that's it. We'll be close to 600. It is what it is. All right. So like I said, man, I got to go do this quick. My dog's staring at me. He's giving me the evil eye. The Malouk. All right. First kid we'll be talking about is Brandon Lane, defensive tackle, Wisconsin, 6'1", 330. Run stuffer. Didn't have the year I think he was expecting. Banged up, but day 3 value, undrafted free agent value. Next kid is a kid, Wisconsin kid also, Mason Reiger, 6'5", 260. He had like 32 tackles, 5 sacks. He went off in one of the bowl games. My world, he would be 6'5", 260-ish. That's a perfect 5 tech and a 3-4 defense. In my world, I would leave him at that and not try to get like, a 20 sack season out of this kid. That's me. What am I going to do with all these notebooks, man? Next is we got a kid. What a name. Albert Regis, Texas A&M. 6'1", 330. Active for a big run stuffer. 50 tackles, 2 sacks. You definitely will hear his name called on day 3. Next, we got Tyreak Sapp. One of my subscribers kept on asking me about this kid, so I did a deep dive on him. Tyreak Sapp, Florida. 6'3", 275. So, not much bend. I don't see bend at all with him. So, he looks like he tries to just run down the middle of you every play, if that makes any sense. So, the lack of bend, you can leave him at edge, or with that size, 3-4 outside linebacker, you lose 10 pounds. Or gain 10 pounds, slide him into 3 tech. So I think you have 3 options with him. Uh, he had like 40 tackles, 3 sacks. Draftable grade. Listen, man, we all know 20 teams in the NFL can't draft. So there can be people that a lot of guys have a 7th round grade on and they go in round 2. It's just, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. It's fantasy football for billionaires. That's what the draft is. Next is we get a kid, Aidan Hubbard, Northwestern. Nice size, 6'4", 250, 22 career sacks, man. This kid has a chance to prove a lot of people wrong. He has a chance. I think he needs a little bit more bulk at the next level, but like I said, this is 22 career sacks, and this isn't St. Mary's School of the Blind, bro. This isn't the Big Ten. So see, like I love screwing with Texas Tech guys because 22 sacks in the Big Ten, that's the equivalent of like 40 sacks in the Big 12. But what they do is pass the ball. So he has a very chance to like he has a chance to surprise a lot of people. Next kid is out of the MAC, bro. So much talent comes out of the MAC, and I don't know why people don't watch it. They play a lot of Tuesday night games. What the hell are you guys doing on Tuesday nights? I don't know. But Michael Heldmen, Central Michigan, 6'4", 260. People slip through the cracks all the time, bro. 50 tackles, 11 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. You'll hear his name called on day 3, hands down, hands down. And he's either gonna make a scout a lot of money or not. But I ain't gonna say he has great bend. I'm gonna say he gets by with strength and quickness mostly. Next is a kid that this kid could be. Oh boy, that's a bad. This is a rough statement. This kid could be a ridiculous steal of this draft, man. And his name is Joe Fagano, quarterback, UConn. Now, he's been around. He started off at Maine. Maine's a Division I school, bro. A lot of people don't realize that. Started out in Maine, then he went to UConn. And it took everybody watching Skylar Bell catching, 111 passes this season. And they're like, wait a second, we got to check out the quarterback. And 6'4", 230 pounds, has an arm. 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns. Uno interception. Do not be shocked you hear this kid's name early, day 3. And I'm serious about that. Early. Baby Shug, what's up? I'm a Raider fan. I love football to the fullest. Peeped out. That was by Channel 11. Awesome. Yeah, you guys gotta beef up that O-line, man. Gotta. Because what good is Mendoza if he just doesn't have the, time to pass? But if you have extras, like if you have like an extra pick in 2 or 3, I would try to get one of his wide receivers, either Surratt or Cooper. I like both of them. Also, the coldest, boom. Who do you want Dallas to draft? It doesn't matter because who I want them to draft, the Joneses won't. But hypothetically, in a perfect world, I have a hard time to believe 2 off the ball linebackers are going to come off the board in the first 11 picks. In a perfect world, at 12, I would go Sonny Styles. And at 20, the highest ranked edge on the board. And I would go safety, but you got it. You build your team inside out, not outside in. What good is the great safety if he's the leading tackler on your team? Hello, that shouldn't happen that way. And this safety class stretches so far. They could wait to round 3 to get a safety, but F them, bro. But this kid Joe Fagano, UConn, bro, slid under a lot of people's radar, and telling you, you're gonna hear this kid's name early day 3, man, because he has the size, he has the arm, nice touch, and for the guys out there that really didn't watch Skylar Bell from UConn, watch all of Skylar Bell's like highlight tapes, and it's 2 for 1. You're getting Joe Fagano, the quarterback, and you're getting Skylar Bell, who had like 111 catches, over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. He has nice touch. He has a nice touch on his ball. Next is John Gesky, goon, Illinois. Straight goon. Kid 6'6", 330, guard, best athlete. No, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my guards being a phone booth mauler. I'm okay with that. I don't have to see you 30 yards downfield running a counter tray and putting DBs on their ass 30 yards downfield. I really don't need that. I just need you to be a menace, and just a killer in the first 10 yards. That's what I need you for. Baby Shug, Baby Shug. I agree. That's what we need. Surprise. Yeah, you got to get Mendoza some help. Is there something about Ruben Bain I like, and Warren Sapp likes him, even calling him a franchise changer? I gotta agree. Listen, Ruben Bain, the only thing, the bitch on him is he has short arms. I comp him to Brandon Graham. He played for like a decade with Philadelphia, and where Ruben Bain is, he lines up really wide outside off of the right tackle or left tackle's shoulder. I mean, crazy wide, I like that. And he gets down in that 4-point stance. And I'm telling you, bro, especially for like these high school coaches or even the little league coaches, if you get a team that is running the option or the outside is their strength versus the inside run, I'm telling you, bro, you line up your edges off the tackle's outside shoulder, 2-3 inches. It's impossible for him to block that edge. If the play is going to the outside, the edge is already there, edge/defensive tackle. Now, if it's going inside, he has to try to either hook him and bring him in, or if it's going to the outside, he has to hook him and bring him in. But now, if the play is coming to the inside, it's so much. Okay, Bain's a great athlete, but if you're not such a great athlete like I was, it's so much easier to step in and close the distance with a run. But that's just me. But the bitch on Ruben Bain is short arms. But he's gonna go. He'll go in the top 15 picks. The coolest. Is it something? Who else for Baby Should? I don't like Bain's arm length. It's a red flag for me. I'm gonna be honest. Arm length is not the coldest. Arm length is not an issue. They are making a big deal for him, and it's not. Bane has a very high IQ. You'd be shocked. That's very important too, because there's a lot of guys that don't. So a lot of these guys are the cream of the creme. They're the 1% athlete, and you'd be shocked they have zero football knowledge. They don't know it because they're just the most greatest athletes, and they got by it their whole life on athletic abilities, so they don't know football. They don't. But it is what it is. But there's a lot of teams in the NFL where if you're not a certain size, if your arm's not a certain length, they won't even look at you. But yet, and there's certain teams in the NFL, you can do jack shit for 4 years, show up to the combine, the underwear Olympics, and run a 4.3, and you test like this and you test like that. Oh, he's a first round pick. And then you get the other kid, his arms are a little bit shorter. He might be an inch, like he might run 40, not as fast, but yet he's a monster and got 4 years of tape. Me, I draft football players, not workout athletes. If that's the case, let's just throw the fucking CrossFit idiots at the combine. For me, the combine is strictly medical. But if I see someone I'm super crazy high on and I got his crazy tape and then I see him go off at the combine, it goes a lot higher, man. Tape, 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 tape. I'm sorry. That's me. Here's another kid. Should be a lot higher, but he had a really bad year. His name is Patrick Payton, edge, LSU, 6'6", 260. He's been around. And his last year was his worst year. He had 35 tackles, 1 sack. Earlier in his career, he put up 15 sacks. And but just like I was just saying, the fact that he is 6'6", 260, the scouts are going to look at his tape earlier in his career, and he will get drafted before smaller kids with much better tape, just because they're going to look at him at. It's like college. It's like when college coaches and scouts look at the high school player. It's the eye test. You can have a 5'10" lineman destroy a 6', 330-pound lineman, and the college will say, "I want the 6'4", 330-pound lineman," because they look at it as, "I'll make them a good player. You're maxed out already." Yo, don't hate. That's it. That's it is. And that's what the NFL is too, to an extent, because every year people do jack shit in college and they get drafted. But like I said, it's also the idiot scouts, the idiot GMs. You got GMs getting fired because they're using PFF as their rankings. And some teams rather have like workout warriors than actual football players, but not me. Next is a kid, flying crazy. He's undersized, but he just got caught, I think, in the mix of a very, very talented team. And he is Wesley Bissainthe, linebacker / safety. He's 6'1", 210. So he has two choices. He's either going to eat or he's going to safety. But he has nice size. 71 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. Plays with his hair on fire. Legit plays with his hair on fire. It's crazy, bro. Like, with these sleeper lists, I had a Penn State linebacker so far. I'm trying to think, man. Another crazy college offensive lineman. It's just, overall, there's been so many kids that were like top 5 draft picks before the season started, like they're lucky to go the end of the first round, round 2. It's so many. I think a lot of kids, especially with the NIL, they're just saying, you know what, let's play not to get hurt, and they took the year off. But the crazy thing is, when you play not to get hurt, you do get hurt. But there's so many kids that read their own press clippings. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I think I'm at 35 or 36 sleepers. I only put out 50. And that's it. I'm done, man. Let's see what else. The coldest. Arm left is not an issue. Yeah, I believe it. I like Bane. I'm a U fan. Listen, I'm a U fan. So how is Bane's motor? Bane's motor is nonstop. It's nonstop. But listen, I say the good, I say the bad. Bane's motor is nonstop. Akeem Massador's motor is nonstop. Now, but watch the old Miss tape. Watch the old Miss game in the playoffs. Old Miss has had 2 giant offensive tackles, and I'm really high on their left tackle, Diego Pounds. He's like 6'6", 340, hasn't allowed a sack in 2 years. And that playoff game, Miami won that game, but you could watch that game over right now, and you didn't hear Bane or Massador's name called once. So, and like I said, I'm a U fan my entire life. But when the U played Ohio State in the playoffs, they had to take Bane and Massador off the field in the third quarter because they just wore down. So Massador's older. He has a spot in the NFL. I get it. But, you know, granted, they're playing longer seasons with all these playoff games, but that's nothing compared to the NFL. You got extra games and like with all these playoff games, and now they ask these kids to play preseason. But that's it for today. And mañana I'll probably maybe put 65 sleepers. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Let's see. Baby Shug, thank you for jumping in the chat. The coldest, thank you for jumping in the chat. Jason Taylor coached him up. Yeah, definitely. Who drafted Jason Taylor? Jimmy Johnson. Who drafted Zach Thomas? Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson drafted football players, not workout warriors. He just got Dan Marino shoved down his throat, or he would have had another Super Bowl with another different team. Because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO for life. Everybody, thank you for jumping in the chat. Mañana, be doing more. And like I said, I'll be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the draft, doing over every pick. Peace. My dog's staring at me.